Listen to VOA, Japanese English listening material site with transcript. Black jail, dark prison. A facility that houses political prisoners, etc., without going through proper judicial procedures. Apart from regular prisons, although it is common in dictatorship in China and other countries, the American military's Guantanamo base that houses suspected terrorists is also a black jail. China in the local area, as the problem cannot be solved before going to the capital city headquarter and appealing, but complainers will be caught before reach to the headquarter. It will be a minus for the region Communist Party members, so local staff will detain it in the black jail before it reach the center. The center and the region are not straightforward. The TV spokeswoman told on China TV a few days ago when it would be judged according to the rule because China is a lawful state, but when they say like this in China, the opposite is true. Because Chinese constitution is positioned under the Communist Party, executed prisoner commitment to death row, many young Chinese women are sentenced to death each year. Easily, but under the law. If you use drugs, in China, you will be sentenced to death, and when a girl tied up behind her knees on the ground of the forest, one of several officers shoots with a gun close to her head. Before, there was a holdup nearby. In the US and Canada, it will wait years for organ transplantation, but in China it will be prepared instantly. In China, human life is very light. However, China aims to own Uyghur, Mongolia, Tibet, Taiwan and Japan. Japanese politicians working for the Chinese Communist Party. They will make various excuses, but I wonder maybe they were trapped by money or girls when they went there. Even now, a professor at Hokkaido University has been detained on charges of spying. Despite being invited by an academic from China, it has been several months since major Japanese employees were detained. However, China requested that do not call Taiwanese dignitaries for the emperor's honor, Japan accepting it, so Taiwan secretly attended without appearing on the attendance list. Taipei President twittered a congratulatory message. There is a Chinese movie called Blind Mountain. I think the director was probably imprisoned later, but not so radical. But I recommend you, it would be helpful to know China more. A few years ago, when I listened to BBC in the early morning as usual, a Chinese deputy prime minister said in an interview with BBC, "A vertical line is drawn from Hawaii. This side is China's, and the other one is going to America. I am proposing to the United States." When the BBC asked what other countries, there is the duty of the powers to govern responsibly. It's quite different from Japan, which always says we have to think. There are feelings of the neighboring countries. I believe that China has confidence. There is no room for doubt when he answered to BBC. If Japanese politicians say this, not only domestic opposition parties, but also China and Korea says opposite opinions loudly and even from inside the ruling party. I thought that it would be a big fuss in Japan, but I fell asleep again, and when I woke up and heard the news, the water surface of the lake remained calm, quiet and smoothly with no waves. Confucius Gagwing, a Chinese language teaching facility at each university in Japan. However, even a Chinese agency and exclusion policy in the United States. Nothing in Japan in the Chinese Communist Society. No religion was built using it as an excuse. Falun Gong, repression, imprisonment, and thriving organ transplants. However, at Tasmania in Australia, there is a vast Chinese Buddhist facility. A large number of Chinese people are invading as many as other places in the world. They are said aiming for Antarctica. That's all. Thank you. Listen to VOA.